So here we are. If you have watched the vlogs for a while, you'll know where I am. I'm going to do some feeder fishing for a bit of fun. Just need to get the van unloaded, mix some ground bait. Roll that intro and let's go on. Dolan's Ring. The water levels are actually at winter level at the minute. There's actually a flood on, and so far, if I fish in the third, if you can imagine, the river is divided into like a quarter, then a half, then 3/4. Well, halfway is roughly about where I'm fishing at the minute. If I push out to the 3/4 line, 60-gram feeders aren't holding the bottom, and I can't really be arsed chucking 90-gram feeders all day, so I've pulled it back to the halfway line where 60-gram is just about holding the bottom. So far I've had 2 perch and a pike. Not a very big pike, about a pound. It managed to unhook itself all the way for me, which is nice. Because the river's moving, I'm keeping the rod tip up. If I lower the rod tip, then it gets pulled into the weeds and the shit here, and that just causes problems. So the rod tip is up. Ground bait mix today is Sonabait's Sweet Skimmer, and I've bulked that out with a kilo of black crumb, so it's 2 kilos of dry mixed. I've mixed in some Bait Tech bream or brasem stuff, liquid. You know, ground bait additives. If you want an instant hit of like attraction and smell, put powder, like the powder additives. Like you can buy bags of Van Dyne, brasem and caramel powder. Well, add a little bit of that to your ground bait, because that's like an instant attraction, because the smell's straight away there. But because I've added liquid, the liquid tends to hang around longer. So that's the theory behind it. You know how I mix ground bait. I put in the dry, add the flavourings, then add the water and mix it. I think the recent hot weather that we had killed my worm farm, because some of my worms were smelling a little ripe. So I'm going to have to take the bucket that I have full of worms, wash them out, take the dead away, put new bedding in them, and get them back up and running again. Now that I have a proper house that I'm paying a mortgage on, I really should start up my own proper worm farm to make my own worms. Do it in the garage. It's not hard to do. You find an old freezer if you want it to be insulated and cold all year, or you get some cheap storage boxes from any sort of cheap crap town shop, like Pound World, and you kind of have them set up. I used to set them up with on the bottom of them I would have gravel, just a little bit of gravel, and then I would have your substrate, then I would add your worm, and then I would cover it with the vegetation of the whatever's left from household waste. They like eggshells, they like coffee grounds, they like mashed potato. Well, that was a good bite. I think that was a perch, so it was one shake in the tip. Basically, any fruits and vegetables that you eat, like potato skins, they'll eat them. You don't have to do an awful lot with them. They'll breed like rabbits. They'll breed really fast if they're happy, as long as they're kept in a nice, cool, moist environment. You know, they're happy. I won't bother doing it with redworms because there's a horse yard not far from where my wife was born. So when we're down and visiting her relatives, just go to the horse yard and fill up a bucket of redworms. There's a lot of little perch in front of me. You can see them kind of, but I don't know if the GoPro's picking it up. But as the worms are descending, I can see little perch about 3 inches. Oh, there's a bigger one. No, didn't like it. That's a bigger one. No, it's coming back. No, it doesn't like it. Missed him. When I was a little kid and I was starting to do this fishing, the guy that taught us fishing when we were at the schools competitions used to say that in between bites, you know, that worm's tail's just been nipped off, so let's chuck it back in again. Then we're going in between bites, you know, don't be afraid to you know, let your bait kind of go into the margins at your feet while you're dealing with the fish. And I was like, alright, because in a match, you know, there's loads of little perch, and sometimes those little perch make the difference of having a good bait and not having a good bait. As you can see, I'm not fishing very far out here. Dolan's ring is quite deep. And that's me on the bottom. Is that a bite in the drop? I definitely felt a thump. Could have been anything. The river normally fishes a lot better when it's moving. And from chatting to one of my friends, they fished a couple of pegs to my left and had 8 kilos, and the guy that was fishing beside him had 11 kilos, and they had lots of good roach. So what's 11 kilos? 22, 23 pound of roach. Wouldn't mind that. Bait wise today, we have our normal selection of bait: corn, hemp, castor, maggot, and questionable worm. Questionable worm. Oh, I'll set that down there. I'm going to, oh, that was a bite. Come on, positive bites. That'll be a perch stabbing at the bait. You'll know it's a bite from like a decent fish, like a bigger roach or a hybrid, because the tip just goes like that there. You know, it really digs in. That's a better. No, that's a fish on. I'm not sure what it is, but it's a fish. And there's the shock leader on. What do we have? Oh, we have hybrid. I'll quite happily stand and catch these all day. Come on, stop wiggling. I'll quite happily take those all day. Ah, slime. Right. Okay, Mr. Worm, you can go and have fun with the perch. Forgot to mention it's a Thursday. I've took a couple of days off work. I have Thursday and Friday. Oh, that's a bite. I have Thursday and Friday off work. So Thursday today I'm going to spend it here on the River Erne. Oh, that's a little roach. No, the perch. Come here, you. The ground bit didn't even have time to get out of the feeder in that one. Let's chuck this one back out. Probably get showered in ground bait on my luck, but I'll just give it a gentle one. That's us on the bottom. I'm not really putting lots of bait in. The only bait I'm putting in is through the feeder. There's no point if the river's moving. You know, there's no point chucking in, you know, big feeders like that there. They only weigh 20 grams, and by the time that's got to the bottom, it might be, you know, well out of your way. And even if you are casting up the river, but to try and get it in front of you, that'll just bounce along the bottom. So you end up with ground bait everywhere instead of where you want it. You know, yes, you don't have to be pinpoint accurate fishing for bream and fishing for roach and hybrids and everything, but you still want the fish to be like in your sort of justified area, you know. Fishing here for me is dead easy. I pick a boat on the far side and I put the bait, you know, either to like the one corner of the other of that boat. You know, I'm not casting and hitting the boat, before anyone says, because some people have said that, you know, chucking bait at people's boats, blah 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 blah. The feeder stops well short of the boat. It's just nice to do some natural fishing on a day off. I'm going to have to switch on a little bit because I have a wee friendly competition next weekend with a group of retrobits. So I was tying rigs last week and I forgot how much I hate tying bloody rigs. The little carp ponds that I fish, there's 2 ponds in the fishery, and the owner of the fishery, he kind of took a bit of a wobble there with health a few years ago, and the bottom pond was pretty much left to go wild. Bottom pond was left to go wild, so it took a few of us to give up a few days to go down and take a strimmer and destroy the bush, the brambles, to get to it. Another little perch. I don't mind helping out my friends that got there, you know, they're good people. So helping people out, that's the way to go. too, wasn't there? The hybrid and another perch. Right. Let's just put a ground bait feeder out this time. Get some scent into the water. There is a video going to go live about the retirement of the Dutch Master rods and the replacement with these Distance Master rods. So keep an eye out for that. It'll be kind of, you know, 30 minutes of me talking shit about one rod versus the other rod, and, you know, not to give the game away, but Dutch Master, when they first came out, were game changer rods for me. You know, because they were a rod that I could wind up and I could easily put a feeder 60, 70, even 80 and 90 meters and beyond. I mean, the 14-foot rod, the Dutch Master rod that I have, it is more than capable of putting feeders over the 100-yard mark. You know, if you were ever having to fish somewhere, like especially the Earn, like if you drew a section, for example, Trory, which is kind of renowned for being a bit rubbish. Basically, the further you can cast at Troy, the better. If you can hit the deeper water, then you're into a better way of fishing. But it's a big chuck. There's one of the pegs I can remember fishing. It's a good 75, 80 meters. And that can be a pain in the ass doing that all day. I must set up the other camera because this talking on my head is annoying me. Anyway, other camera. Well, that's a bit pants. I went to move in my chair and the backboard of my seat has broken. So I'm going to either have to, I don't know if they even make these anymore. This is the problem with having gear that you look after for years and years and years. I do have the original flat cushion at home in the garage, so I'll just go and put that back on for the meantime. But I was actually reaching for the landing net because I had a little bream, not big, maybe £2. So yeah, it's been a strange one. Oh, rain, 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 rain. The questionable worms are doing the business, but because this is not a waterproof GoPro, I'm putting you back and getting under a cover here. I just looked online there on the old phone, and you can get these plastic seats. They're like mostly made for like boats and stuff like that there. So because it just screws onto this plate, I'll see about screwing it off the plate and then putting the replacement onto it. But until I do that, I'll just put the normal cushion back on it. I really don't want to have to buy a new seat box. I really just don't. I don't want to do that. Although the absolute seat boxes do look quite nice. No, stop it! Stop it! Stop it! That bad voice in my head saying, "It's okay, buy a new seat box. It's cool. Your wife won't mind. Spend a couple £100 on a seat box." And then the rational part of my brain goes, "Don't do it." don't know what that was. I think that might have been a line bite because I have slime up the line here. Yes, I know it seems a bit strange using a distance master rod, you know, to flick it, you know, into the middle of the river. I see the irony in it, but what can you do, eh? I've also picked up a new platform for fishing, you know, places where I have to put the platform in. You've seen me use the old 6-leg Preston Innovations one, like the first one that I ever bought. Actually, not the first one ever. The first one I ever bought was like a barrow platform thing. I had it for years, and it was actually really good, because I used to have a Reeve seat box that was very heavy when I was doing the match fishing, and the feet of the seat box I had drilled holes in, so you could put hooks through the holes in the feet directly to the barrow. That was it was basically like a big square with like a wire mesh over the top of it, so you basically were sitting on top of this wire mesh. You could basically anchor your seat box to the barrow so it wasn't going to fall off. But when I kind of stopped doing the match fishing, I got rid of that seat box. I bought this Preston Innovation Space Station, or Compact Space Station, or whatever it is. Bought it years ago. And it's only now beginning to like fall apart. Like the seats breaking and mud feet breaking off, and that little voice at the back of my head going, doesn't do any harm to look at like a new absolute seat box. Go on, it's just a look. Or look at what Matrix have to offer, or what Guru have to offer. And as usual for fishing Dolan's Ring, we have fucking Chainsaw Charlie. Every time I fish here, there's some cunt with a chainsaw. Leaving the feeder in a bit longer on each cast. You know, I've mixed the ground bait kind of dry, so when I'm plugging it into the feeder, it is dry enough that it gets to the bottom and then kind of is easy enough to come out. I'm filling I'm using those Cresta jailbreak feeders. One of these, except it's 60 gram to hold the bottom. Packing it full of particles and getting the particles down there. I'm not even sure if this GoPro will pick up the tip. So what's new in the world, eh? Well, we have Just Stop Oil wankers. The public has more and more videos are popping out of these fucking Marxists getting battered by the public. I'm all for it. Punch fuck out of them. If they're interfering with your day, or if you're late, let's put it like this. If I was late for a hospital appointment, or my child was sick and she needed to go to A&E, and there was these tedious lefty fucking the world's going to end types and holding me up, well then they soon find out what it feels like to be run over. There was a glorious video I seen of one of them stopping a bunch of men in work vans, and I think they were just a little bit upset. One man got out and picked up the hippie and threw him towards the pavement, and as he did that, the rest of them scattered like cockroaches. That was a little nibble. Anyway, I bought a Matrix, Fox Matrix Mark II fishing platform. It's a 4-legged platform and it folds away into its nice little neat bag, so it takes up less space than the original Preston one that I have. It's also a lot lighter, a hell of a lot lighter. In fact, before I go today, I'm going to do a wee video where I'm going to weigh the both of them and show you how much lighter the damn thing is. It's gone a bit quiet, not even having bites from little perch. I think I've got like 12 fish and most of them are perch. I'm a bit annoyed with my Seatbox breaking. Really am. Replacement seats, I found one on eBay, like a grey and a black one, and they're like 50 quid. And it just gets bolted into this thing, so that might have to be the next investment off eBay. But until then I'll be using the cushion. I'm actually thinking about packing up and disappearing home. It's just gone 2 o'clock. Mrs. S is working tonight, so this could be just a short session on the feeder. I can keep the ground bait, the maggots and the caster, and use them tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to head to the carp fishery. Oh, that was about. Gonna head to the carp fishery and do some fishing there, just purely for something to do. It's local to the house. It's a little perch. It's not fishing on the earth until you catch a micro perch. There hasn't been that many humans on boats today, which is good. Midweek, hopefully they're all at work. I'm not out here on the loch annoying me. I forgot I had a hot dog, I forgot I had a sandwiches, or not hot sandwich. I have a posh sausage roll. It's like a pork and stuffing thing. That was about. Doesn't feel very big. Another little perch. Problem with perch being so greedy is they tend to take the bait right to their arse, and the smaller fish like that, they all tend to well, I don't see any floating them. I keep that at the minute, but as sure as eggs is eggs, there'll be one or two of them maybe don't make it. It isn't so bad, little perch. At least it's not a fucking blank. I'm going to have to stop in the tackle shop on the way through Enniskillen and get more maggots. Get more maggots. I've been putting them through the feeder. Bit much. I only bought a pint. I should really have bought maybe a couple of pints. Bit of a sad day, if I'm honest. Fishing's a bit crap. I broke my Seatbox. And if Mr. H were still with us, it'd be his birthday today. Still miss the daft bastard. Hello, wherever he is, I hope he's at peace. Anyway, I'm going to eat my sausage roll, and then I am going to think about maybe knocking this session on the head and going home. Magical. They have paddle boarders. Oh, it's actually really uncomfortable sitting on this chair and not being able to lean back. I've changed the feeder because the flow seems to have went up. The 60-gram feeder seems to be bouncing along the bottom. So I found one that was 80 grams or 70 grams, I can't remember, it's a heavier one. So I've popped that on. I've also lengthened my hook length out to about 4 feet. Hoping that the bait falling down slower in the water column means that if there's any fish above the bottom, they might pick it up, but the wind is going that way, but the flow is definitely going that way, so we're in a bit of a strange one, I'm afraid. Sausage rolls were nice, they were pork and stuffing. I have another one in there to eat.
Okay, wait. You wanna get on my board? Wait, no, not here. We're gonna go.
It's okay that they're a bit cold, but hey ho. Still nice. One of my friends in England, he was saying to me that he got a new job, and now this man's a qualified accountant. He's chartered accountant. He's a very, very smart man, and he run his own business for years and years and years, and he decided that he wanted to basically go and work for somebody again, you know. His house is being like renovated and blah blah blah. So his office is getting moved and stuff like that there. That was a fish. So he's got a few things on, but he took this job because it was like helping somebody out, and it's in a very big corporation, an American corporation in London. And he turned up for the I think I might swing this one out. He turned up for the job, got the job after the interview and all sort of stuff. They have made him wear a badge on his uniform that says, "I am new, please be patient." This is a man that's like in his late 40s. When he was in the military, he was a warrant officer. You know, so he's not a child, shall we say, just out of university or anything. He's a very talented man, very smart man. But it was cracking me up that the badge was... He has to wear it for like 3 weeks. "I am new, please be patient." I can't help but feel that's a kind of like a degrading. I would find that degrading. You know, have somebody tell me, you know, wear this badge because you're a newbie. It's like, well, how's about no? his email signature box, he also had to put pronouns in. And he got told off because he said his pronouns were Mr. then his surname. They were like, no, it has to be something, 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 something. And he's like, no. So it's kind of funny. I find that funny. Yeah. The company that being Americanized is it panders a lot to these woke cultural Marxist idiots. You know, it had like an equality and diversity arrival package where he had to where he was assured that if he was a homosexual or a BIPOC, that's an actual phrase called BIPOC, person of colour or something like that there. You know, this sort of shit just makes me laugh. I'll be honest, man. You know, when I listen to these stories, it just makes me laugh. There's a local town not far from where I live, and one of the children are identifying as a fox. Wears a foxtail butt plug. This is a child still in high school. Wears a foxtail butt plug. Now, what sort of fucking parent buys their child a foxtail butt plug thing? I'll be brutally honest. That's a failing on the parent's behalf, saying that my child identifies as a fox or a cat or a dog, or my child's a transgender. The transgender child is the new vegan cat. You know, we know who's making the decisions, and it's not the fucking child. But the school's terrified because you know, they can't do anything because the child will just hop, skip and dance all the way to court and say that they're being discriminated against. You know, these I'm sure these people just love it when people call them a wrong'un. I don't care if a person's a homosexual. Don't care. If my daughter came to me when she was a teenager and said that she's a homosexual, it's like, do what makes you happy. If my child came to me and said, I think I'm a boy, then my child will be instructed that they're not a boy. They are a woman. You know, embrace being a woman because it's a beautiful thing. Just gone 3:30. I've had enough. I'm going to go home. I'm going to pack up. Show you what I've caught. I had a couple of bream. Nothing very big, but a couple of bream. Let's get the stuff packed up. I'm fishing again tomorrow, so I've got out tomorrow. Oh, that was a bite. It's shaking its head. It might be a bigger perch, maybe. No. Might be something I need the net for. And or I could swing this one in. I can swing this one in. Hey, calm down you. I probably shouldn't be swinging them in. but this is the fish. So I'm going to pack up and then show you the caught and do the whole thing about the platforms. Didn't even weigh them, not much point. Nice to see bream though. Right, here we go, weighing the just making sure that it's 0. Weighing the old platform. Platform is 10.96 kgs. Now here's the new matrix one, so let's put that back to 0. And the new matrix one is in a lot better bag, if you know what I mean. There you have it, 9.4 kilos. So it's lighter, it's smaller, it can take my fat ass. It's a game changer. I'm saving off the weight. These little cordum scales are brilliant, by the way, up to 40 kgs, 35 pounds. Brilliant. These things have fell off the jetties, you know. They've just about survived everything I've thrown at them, and they're not too hard in the pocket either. So there we have it, a day fishing at Dolan's Ring. Had a few fish, not very many, but a few fish. I had some eels. I didn't even put them in the keep net. I just kind of used it as gauger to get them off and get them back in the water. I'm not a fan of eels, if I'm honest with you. I don't really like eels. I actually think in a match, if you catch eels in a match, you're not allowed to have them in your net because they're protected. They are a protected species, but they're allowed the arseholes to commercially net them. So the rod and line angler daren't touch them. But commercial anglers can take hundreds of thousands of them a year, and that's tickety-boo. But let's not get into that, let's keep the video positive. Welcome to a new and exciting feature on the channel. It's called Pimp My Seatbox, or Repair the Seatbox. Let's stick with pimping the seatbox, shall we? Today, a bit of a disaster. I had broke the top of my seatbox. As you can see, this, for all intents and purposes, is a 30 quid cheap folding boat seat that Preston Innovations has likely picked up on bulk from China, and then put it on a base like so, and then charged punters like me 150 nuggets to buy the damn thing. So you'll see there's 4 bolts on this. I'm going to take these 4 bolts out. Take these 4 bolts out, and then we're going to put a different seat on. I could put the old seat, which is up there in the top corner. I could put the old original cushion on, but I like the back support. The back support definitely helps. When I was fishing before with no back support, my back just gets in absolute bits, and then I end up a cranky bastard. So nobody likes a cranky bastard. So let's take the 4 bolts out of this and see what we can do, eh? And here you have it. Pimp my Seatbox new seat edition. Seat folds down. Goes up. Metal brackets, so they're not going to break. There is this is wood. I don't like this. It's a chipboard wood. What I'm going to need is a sheet of, is a bit of 5mm thick aluminium. Just a sheet. I probably kind of, so that I can cut that wood out again and just use the aluminium. That way the wood's not going to swell, the wood's not going to get rotten. The wood underneath is rotten. So yeah, Preston, I don't really want to buy a new seat box, but this will do to get things fixed. I'm still a bit pissed off that thing broke, but what can you fucking do, eh? Anyway, see you all later.